Welcome to Connecting Ascension, a chamber podcast. I'm Michael Bonfanti, and we're grateful and excited that you've chosen to listen in. Our podcast is dedicated to strengthening community relationships by providing a platform for our local commerce and community leaders to share their unique stories. Before we dive in, we'd like to extend a heartfelt thank you to Ascension Parish government for their invaluable partnership with the chamber. Their support continues to be instrumental in advancing our mission to cultivate overall community prosperity. Your chamber works to champion relationships for the good of each chamber member and ultimately for the good of the community. We're proud to foster connections between businesses, industry, governmental agencies, community leaders, and local nonprofit organizations for the individual and collective prosperity. Together, we thrive. There are many ways to get value from your chamber membership by engaging and participating in chamber events and programs. Be sure to visit the chamber website using the QR code or the link provided. Additionally, stay up to date on the great work of Ascension Parish government. You can find information about activities, progress on projects, upcoming meetings, and much more using the QR code or link provided.
Thank you for tuning in to Connecting Ascension, an Ascension Chamber podcast. I'm your co-host, Chad Bourque, and with me, as always, Katie Decker. Let's get started. Got today Bridget Hanna, a long-serving public servant, has been with the Ascension Parish Clerk of Court for over 40 years, sworn in as the Clerk of Court on February 2nd, 2015. She had been reelected unopposed in 3 subsequent elections. Bridget is a Louisiana certified Clerk of Court and was recently certified nationally as an election administrator. She actively participates in various professional organizations and committees, reflecting her dedication to public service. She's a former chairman of the Ascension Chamber Board and active in the Chamber's Leadership Ascension program. She's a lifelong resident of Ascension Parish, and she resides in Santa Ma with her family. Thank you so much, Bridget, for coming on. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for being here.
This is just going to be a lot of fun. We're just going to relax and talk through and get to know you.
Okay.
So let's maybe get started with some background and why you chose to get into your current field.
So I'm from Donaldsonville. Went to school there, and I moved to the east side, about 25 years ago. But I'm a Donaldsonville girl, and I got started at the clerk's office when I was the young age of 19.
Wow.
My father actually pushed me to take the job. So I really didn't want to take it for whatever reason, not sure, but he pushed me to take it, and it was one of the best decisions I've ever made. So, got into the clerk's office, and I am where I am today and love it.
So what does that transition look like for you through your start to where you are now? What kind of jobs have you held, and what does that kind of look like?
So I started as a court minute clerk, going to court, and continued through that for years. But within about 4 years, I actually became a supervisor over the court minute clerks and criminal department. And then from there, I eventually became chief deputy clerk. And then, now I'm clerk of court for the last 10 years.
Wow. And what is a day in the life of the clerk?
So the clerk's office is... every day is interesting. It could be me being in a meeting, either in or outside of the office, helping the employees with problems, issues they may have, going to court. We have a jury today that I was supposed to be at, but I chose to be with y'all.
Oh, thank you. We appreciate it.
And, I'm a very hands-on clerk, so I can step into any department we have and help them if they need help. So I've done that many, many times. And right now, of course, I'm working on the presidential election.
Yeah. Wow, that's incredible. And so in addition to your work, Chad mentioned that you're also involved with Leadership Ascension. I know that you've been involved with them for many years. So can you tell us a little bit about your other community work through the leadership program and in any other ways?
Yeah, so I am a graduate of Leadership Ascension from 2006.
Wow.
And I've been on the committee and facilitated the program several times. So I'm very much entrenched and involved in the leadership program, and I'm very proud of that program. I think it's grown so much, and we're making a few tweaks to it this year that I think are going to be very beneficial to the participants. So I'm really excited about that. In addition to that, I belong to both chambers of commerce, the Ascension Chamber and also the Donaldsonville Chamber. And I'm a member of the East Ascension Rotary Club. And I've been a member there for about 16 years, so very involved in that, a past president of the Rotary Club. And I serve on the board of the Gonzales Area Foundation, which is our main goal is to assist Mary Bird Perkins in Ascension. And that is very important to me. So, I'm always involved in any community project that needs my help.
So maybe that's a good one. Like, can you talk about like a specific project or maybe that organization and why it's so meaningful?
So the Gonzales Area Foundation, like I said, our main focus is Mary Bird Perkins Ascension. Mm-hmm. However, over the years, we've helped other things like the Great Flood of 2016. We stepped in and helped residents of Ascension Parish. But right now, we are in a capital campaign for Mary Bird Perkins Ascension. We're going to be adding a whole new wing to the building on Highway 30. It's going to have 16 infusion bays, a whole lab, all the services that you would need. So the people from our parish that are dealing with cancer and surrounding parishes will not have to go to Baton Rouge anymore for any of those services. So like I said, we're going to have the groundbreaking in a couple weeks and, hope to be finished by towards the beginning of next year. But it's going to be amazing for the people, you're dealing with cancer, but it makes it just a little bit easier because they offer so many other services there. And my passion for it is I know so many people that have, suffered with cancer. And honestly, myself, I had skin cancer.
Oh, wow.
And, I was very fortunate that they were able to just have some surgery and get rid of it. And then the very next year, my husband had skin cancer.
Oh, my goodness.
So, it's very important to me. It's a passion of mine to try to help our residents and surrounding parishes have a place that they can go and have all these services offered right here.
Sure.
And that's incredible work. I mean, myself being with the American Cancer Society, we love partnering with Mary Bird Perkins and some of our other local health systems as well. We love getting to see the impact that their work is truly making on our local cancer patients to be able to help them get to and from treatment or help them find information when they don't know where to turn and really put them in the best care possible. Yeah. So it's wonderful that, the project that you're working on with Mary Bird Perkins allows people to stay local because I know travel and transportation can be one of the biggest challenges for cancer patients.
Absolutely.
Can you tell us a little bit about you personally? What drives you to such a level of service?
I think it stems from my family. My mom and dad always helped the community. And then as I got older and Hart Burke was the clerk, he hired me for many years. He was clerk for 50 years, actually. And, he was a great mentor for me. And he taught me about public service. I mean, he was such a great public servant. And he taught me how important it was when that customer walks in the door, somebody stand up immediately and serve them, and that is where I think my public service began. And then as I got involved, honestly, Leadership Ascension probably started a lot of it because I got involved with the community more. I got involved with the chamber more. Then I became involved with the Rotary. So all the networking and being exposed to the needs of our community, of our parish, is what touched my heart and made me just want to do as much as I can for my, the resources that I have, the time that I have to devote to the parish that has been so good to me.
Yeah.
And I gotta say something that's amazing. So we found out like right before all this that Hartberg is my great uncle. So it was
right.
An amazing little side note. But that's it's amazing to hear that sort of story because I knew he was a clerk, but I didn't necessarily know that that he had an impact like that on
oh, absolutely.
That's the whole point of this is to connect.
Exactly.
Right, we're connecting and we're finding out these amazing things. What advice would you give to others about how they can make a positive impact in their community?
get involved, join the chamber, do Leadership Ascension. You make so many contacts there, and you're exposed, like I said, to so much in the parish. You can see where the need is. Join a Rotary, join a business organization. All of those help you to network with people and see the needs of our community. So that would be my advice to anyone looking, just get involved.
And you've been very involved, but you also have a family as well. Can you tell us a little bit about, your immediate family and how they get involved in the community with you?
Yeah, so my husband, I'm married to Kevin Hanna, and he retired from the Ascension Parish Sheriff's Office 7 years ago. So his involvement with the community as a public servant also helped me grow with that, So we were both very involved in serving our community. I have 2 daughters and 2 sons, and they are, of course, very busy with their lives. We have 9 grandchildren.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And so, they help me whenever they can. They, like I said, they're very busy with their kids and stuff, but they do help me when they can. And, I'm always hitting them up for a contribution here or there.
Yes, absolutely.
That's right.
So kind of going back to, I guess, the career piece, have you had any recent lessons or potentially recent advice that you've had somehow, recently impacted that you might be able to share with the listeners, or any lessons from the career?
So, I don't know that this is recent, because I think, like I said, it started with heart, and it's always how I live my life. And I try to pass this on to my employees, and that is to serve with empathy and kindness. When that person walks in the door of our office, they have no idea what they need, where to look for it. And we need to be the ones that are there to help them. We go above and beyond. We are truly a public service office. For many, many years, like I said, Hart always instilled that in me, and I try to instill that in my employees. I tell them, put yourself in those shoes. When you walk into an office and you need help, you don't want to get the runaround. You want help. And so, we go above and beyond to do that. And so being empathetic is my biggest thing, for a lesson that I've learned, and the biggest advice that I can give to people.
That is great advice for sure. I mean, I think customer service in general is so important, but also in a community like Ascension, I definitely feel like it's like a home for so many of its residents. And so I feel like when you visit Ascension Parish, you just feel like you're being wrapped in a hug,
Right.
So that's nice that.
Yeah. And, see, this is just an example. Last week, one of my employees, I was talking to them, they came in my office, they had an issue trying to find out something for a customer who had walked into the office. And it wasn't our office that they needed. But she came in to tell me, I called, this office and that office, and, I'm still trying to find it for her. Well, that made me feel so good. Like,
Right.
Okay, it's really resonating. They're really hearing what I'm saying. They're not just sending someone to the next office. They're on the phone actively trying to find exactly where this person needs to go instead of giving them the runaround. And so that makes me feel like I've really accomplished something.
Absolutely. Well, it's rare. It's rare today where you get that level of service. It doesn't happen all the time.
Right.
So what about the most rewarding and then maybe the most challenging aspects of the role?
So the most rewarding, just all the things I've been talking about as far as helping people, whether it's me personally being able to help someone, or seeing, like my example, one of my employees doing it. That is definitely the most rewarding. And, yes, I'm in politics. I don't call myself a politician. I'm a public servant, and that's what my office is. The most challenging is managing my time with all my responsibilities. Very busy in the clerk's office each and every day, but outside of the clerk's office, I make the time for the community. But also, I'm very involved in the Louisiana Clerks Association. I served 2 terms as president, and now I'm the legislative chair for that association. So that entails me keeping up with legislation, going to the Capitol during session, possibly, having to testify on behalf of the clerks. And so that is very time consuming also. So, and then all of my community activities. So that's my biggest challenge is keeping up with my time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any like specific techniques that you do in terms of time management that, because you got 9 grandkids, you got, all of these community activities and things like that. Because I know that's, sometimes a struggle. It's like you want to do all these things and you want to do more.
Right.
But it's like prioritization and time management.
Yes.
We could all use help with those skills.
So I live by my calendar. I have to have everything on the calendar. If it's work, community activities, my grandkids, whatever. If I got to pick them up tomorrow, I have to go to a grandparents' day. That's on my calendar. I have to have it on the calendar. And that helps me to be able to look at it and prioritize. And, of course, my work takes precedence, but I always make time for my community activities. So lots of time after work in the evening, I'm at a community event or on the weekends. But a lot of times those overlap also, which is nice because I'm doing my job, but I'm also helping the community.
Right.
And Bridget, what do you like to do in your personal time? Free time is such a loose term. What's really free time? But
Right.
You get a moment to yourself. What do you like to do?
So I handle my stress by going work out. So I do that as often as I can when I have the time to do it. We also have a boat, so we'll go fishing. And we go to the LSU football games. We have an RV. So we go from Friday to Sunday, and we bring the grandkids with us. And so that's really a relaxing time for me. I'm a huge LSU fan, so I still love going to the games. I bring my grandkids with me because my husband would prefer to stay at the RV and watch it.
Really?
He doesn't like to fight with the crowd, but I still love the game day experience.
Absolutely. What do you think about the new lights?
Well, I hadn't been there yet because last weekend I was in Vegas, and then I was in Detroit to get my to graduate from my national certification.
Oh,
And so I couldn't get to the first game, but I am very anxious to see that.
it's going to be fun.
I've been waiting for somebody to say "Go Tigers" and then that.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. I appreciate that. That's awesome.
That sounds like so much fun, though. I mean, the tailgates and the time with family, yes. And even working out. I mean, as a cancer survivor, I know physical activity is one of the most important things to stay healthy and to stay in remission, basically.
Right.
So that's amazing work.
Do you have anything upcoming initiatives or causes you're excited about that are coming up?
The biggest thing is the Mary Bird Perkins thing. I mean, this capital campaign is so important. So we've been actively working to get, donations and sponsors. And if anyone would like to sponsor, let me know. We still have spaces available. We're doing like naming rights on different parts of the facility and stuff. So it's going really good. We're actually having a fundraiser tomorrow night.
Oh, wow.
At Springfield. Is it Springfield Spirits? What is it?
Sugarfield. No, yeah.
Sugarfield Spirits. Going to have a bottle of bourbon that's just for our cause. And we're going to have a nice little fun time there. So just a little fundraiser to help with our capital campaign. So that's the biggest thing that I have going on right now as far as working towards something that's very important to me.
Is that open to tickets or?
Yeah. Just show up.
Right. Yeah.
We'll have a taco truck there too.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, so that's from 6 to 8 tomorrow night at Sugarfield.
Right. Okay. Awesome.
I know some people may listen to this podcast at a different time, but if you're listening, between the time of August,
yeah. But so that's fantastic.
Fun activity.
Yeah. So I guess one of the other things is like, where do you see, next steps or what's coming forward for Ascension Parish?
In the next 10 years, probably.
So, I see us continuing to grow. I see we have so much to offer here. We're so very lucky and so very blessed. I go around the state to different clerks' offices, and some of them are really struggling. And of course, we have people here that are struggling, but for the most part, our parish is so blessed. Our economy, our industry, and I see that continuing to grow. So I see more industry coming in. I see more schools being built, more people coming in. And I think that, in 10 years, we're already one of the leaders of the state. And I think we'll definitely be all the way at the top in all things. I think, we're putting more emphasis on our recreational facilities and programs for our people of our parish. And I see that as continuing to grow. The clerk's office, we are just about where I want us to be. I mean, we can always grow more, but one of my goals was to have us completely electronic as far as our images with all of our records. We're about 90% there.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
so
amazing.
I plan to finish that by next year. Last year, we got into an new electronic program for our civil suits, which means that somebody comes in, brings a pleading, it gets imaged, or it comes either through e-filing, and it goes to the judges electronically.
Oh, wow.
They sign it electronically, send it back to us electronically, and beginning next year, we'll have our criminal there also. And it's just where the world's going, but we just don't have any more room for paper. So we're not generating all that paper anymore. So I see the clerk's office continuing to grow with that also.
Yeah, that's amazing. So my background is kind of continuous improvement and efficiency. So it makes me happy to hear those types of things.
Yes, I love it.
Yeah, that's fantastic. That's fantastic.
You, for sure.
Yeah. Do you, see any sort of like change or advancement that would benefit the parish, or anything that, we need to do?
So,
community.
the east side is always booming, right? I said I'm a Donaldsonville girl. The west side has so much to offer, and I think a lot of things are starting to build up there. But I think we definitely need to take advantage of that, of industry growing on the west side. I think that's very important for Donaldsonville, and it's important for our parish as a whole. So, that's something that I think we really need to continue to look forward to and to really try to push it. And I know there's a lot of good things being done there, but there's so much more that could be done.
Yeah. Bridget, is there anything that we haven't asked you or something that you would like to touch on today before our time is up?
Well, the presidential election's coming up. We're going to be very busy with that. Early voting is coming up. That is October 18th through the 29th. I actually run an early voting site in Ascension. I'm the only clerk in the state that runs an early voting site.
Oh, wow.
It's usually the Registrar of Voters.
Cool.
But I saw the need in the Prairieville area. So Oak Grove Community Center, you'll be able to vote there. You can vote here in Gonzales at the Registrar of Voters, or in Donaldsonville at the courthouse at the Registrar of Voters. So early voting is from 8:30 to 6 o'clock daily, except Sunday. So again, that's October 18th through the 29th. So it's 10 days for the presidential election. And of course, Election Day is November 5th, where you would vote at your regular precinct on Election Day. But
Right.
I just want to encourage everybody to go out and vote. It's so important to have your voice heard, So that's the big thing that's coming up.
Sure. What would you say, like the easiest ways to go to is a website or anything for more information on where to find all of this information and stuff like that?
Yeah. So, the state actually has what's called a Go Vote app, and that's GEAUX vote.
Of course.
It's
So Louisiana.
Yes, it's a free app that you can download on your smartphone,
Okay.
or you can go to their website, govote.com, and that's the Secretary of State's. It is an amazing app. You can look up your ballot. You can bring your ballot up, and you can actually select everyone that you want to vote for and bring that into the polling place with you.
Wow.
You can look up where your polling place is. It'll have the address of your polling place on Election Day. It has all of the 3 locations of early voting. It just has so much to offer on that app. You can change your address, your name. You can register to vote on it, all of those things. So that's where I would tell people to go. or call my office and we can help you.
There you go. Yeah.
That's a great
But we
resource.
can
Thank you.
add that link to go vote in the description too. So that would be good.
That'd be great.
Well, thank you so much for being here with us.
Yes.
Thank you for taking the time away from the courthouse and to be able to share your story and your background and your why.
Absolutely.
Can't
Thank y'all for having me.
Absolutely. We appreciate it. Thank you for joining us today on Connecting Ascension, a Chamber podcast. We hope you found our discussion enlightening and valuable. A special thank you to the Ascension Parish Chamber and the Ascension Parish government for their continued support and commitment to our community. You can always check out their upcoming events on the QR codes or the links provided. We encourage you to stay engaged and connected with us as we strive to bring you more insights and stories from the heart of Ascension Parish. Until next time, remember, together we thrive.